And back with everybody for you guys today. Today we're going to be playing some MWR. I'm going to be using the Dragunov. Yeah, I'm going to be using the Dragunov. As you guys do know, I am going for Exclusion Zone, and I'm basically done with pistols. But since I'm not level 43 and it's literally the next level, I cannot get it on the Deagle yet. So I'm just going to be using this Dragunov and trying to get some headshots. Mainly just trying to get kills so I can get the ACOG sight. For this gun, because the challenges do require me to get 150 kills with the ACOG sight and without. So I'm going to get it out of the way right now, just for a video's sake. I hope this isn't super boring gameplay. I mean, sniper gameplay is usually good, but Dragunov, like all these automatic snipers, I just dislike a lot. Anyway, today's video, to me, it's at least it's a little bit more of a sadder video. I wanted to let you guys know what happened at our tournament, our Rainbow Six Siege tournament that we ended up taking part in. I did end up going and attending that tournament. So that was a good experience. That's some good news for anybody who was wondering about that. I did attend the tournament, and we got pretty far, I like to say. We got all the way to the final match, but we ended up being knocked down to losers, making us have to reset the bracket first. So I'm just going to give a little bit of rundown on what happened throughout the whole day. So let's start off with just the beginning of the day. We came in pretty confident. I mean, we won the first tournament, and I know I sound pretty congested, and I can hear myself being super congested, so I'm sorry if I sound like a fucking retard for a bit. But yeah, the day started off good. We won our first match against the people that we were, I think, we were a little bit weary about, to say the least. We knew that they had a potential to be good, but we ended up just clearing them up to 2-0. Easy peasy, you know, just how it is. And I say 2-0 because for this time around, the tournament was to 2 rounds, first to 2 rounds, because first to 3 was taking forever, even though first to 2 was just taking just as long or even longer. Anyway, we had to play a best of 2, the first team to get to 2 rounds. That means an attack and a defend round, which is, I mean, pretty easy. Our attack is very good, very coordinated, but our defend, depending on the maps, is can be either really good or really bad. This time around, the maps were House, Hereford Base, and Coastline. Coastline being one of the new DLC maps. Nobody wanted to play Coastline. Absolutely nobody wanted to play Coastline because it's a new map. Very few people know how to play it. But I think by this time, if you actually practice enough, you'd be good for the tournament. That was not the case. We turned off our preferences, our matchmaking preferences on the Rainbow Six Siege, our games at home. And we took off all DLC maps just in case they didn't play any DLC maps. But that ended up hurting us in the long run, so that's where we basically had to play a map we never played on or didn't practice on as much as we played Hartford Base or House. Anyway, getting back into the tournament, we ended up being in winner's bracket all the way up to the winners finals. This tournament was very crowded, so they ended up putting one team directly into the second round of the tournament, which is what happened to us last time. They automatically put us into the second round of the tournament since it was too crowded. But this time around, it wasn't us. It was taking place. It was another team. It was a team we played in the first tournament, but they ended up getting knocked out, thankfully, by another team. So we didn't have to play them. We knew they were good because since they played really well in the first tournament. So we were scared that they might come back and try to take a W this time. Obviously, we were not super scared. We were just confident that we got this. We were winning all our matches. We were 2-0ing everybody until their match. We lost our first round until their match, which is the winners finals match, and we just got super demotivated in a little bit, and we ended up just dropping the map, right? Okay, so we go down into losers bracket. We play a team that we already know is not that good since they're in losers bracket. We're not very scared. We 2-0 them. We get our confidence back in the game. Now we're back in finals. Finals was against that team that we played against the first time that we lost, and for the most part, we knew we could beat them. We were confident, we were energized, we knew what we were going to do, we know how to play. It was Coastline, map is Coastline. We played our Coastline well the first time we played it, but the second time we played it, it was against them. And I mean, the second time we played it was against them in the winners first match. We had played House against them, and House has always been one of those iffy maps for us, so we were not super surprised that we lost it. Anyway, we ended up just beating them on their defend, and then we ended up losing the attack. Or we ended up winning the attack, we ended up losing the defend to them. So we had to defend the very last round. It was a tiebreaker. It was 1-1. We had first to two. What ended up happening during this game is we were gonna let time win the game for us. It was a 2v1. The map was cut off for me. I couldn't peek through a window. If not, a Hibana would have gotten me. If I would have stayed in my location, there was a 50-50 chance that he was gonna come push out and kill me. And that 50-50 chance did not go in my favor. He did push out, and in the very last second of that match, we could have won that map and reset the bracket. But no, he ended up pushing with 1 second left on the clock, thus causing us to lose the game 2-1 against them. Sadly, that's how it went down. We were super demotivated. It was partially basically all my fault. I like to take a lot of the blame for it. If I had more game sense, I would have been able to turn around and then just wait and shoot. That's usually what I do. Every time there's a last 5 seconds, I ended up just shooting at a doorway, which you're obviously going to come by, just shooting at it. And I know I went very terrible, but I mean, I top fragged, but I ended up I always pre-fire doors at the very last second. That's what I should have done, but since I don't play Coastline, I wouldn't have known to do that. Sadly, I think, in my opinion, it was just a matter of practice. We got very little practice throughout this whole tournament. Black Ops 2 dropped on backwards compatible, and I really think that affected our practice. And I think that's one of the main reasons we would have lost. We just weren't good on house, which is why we lost against them the first time. We were good in Hartford. It's an easy map to play. We're good on that. We don't have to worry. And Coastline is a new map. We don't play it. It was in our rotations on our matchmaking preferences, and I think that's basically the reason we lost the game. I don't know. It's very demotivating. I really don't feel like we should have lost at all. I feel like with more practice we could have definitely won. But I think it's good to lose, to have that sour taste in your mouth, to know that you never want to taste that again. You never want to be in that position again. Hopefully we never do. Next tournament, we're probably going to be practicing super hard, like 2 weeks in advance, like a shit ton of games every day. We do not want to lose this tournament against those faggots, because we knew they were cocky. They knew what they were doing. They were smart. They had good shots, and they made their decisions drastically, which ended up working in their favor. So hopefully we can win the next tournament. If they have it, we're definitely going to become more prepared. So yeah, basically, we're just going to try to get more prepared for this next one. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.